Hi, this is Scott, and today I am going to be testing out, basically doing a walking and talking type blog. If you know me, it's not really my thing. I usually like to sit in the comfort of my air-conditioned room down here in sunny Florida, but I wanted to show off this camera, and I'm wearing a hat because, of course, I picked it around noon to do it, which we all know is the absolute best time to do any kind of photography. Now, right now, I am using the built-in mics. Just wanted to give you an idea of what they sound like. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the Rode Wireless. Okay, now I'm on the Rode Wireless with a microphone. Might be able to see. And I'm going to walk down to a little local park here. For those who saw my video on the fishing belt and using it to hold your camera, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to slow my pace down here. I was like stomping, which is going to give me a lot of potential jiggle. And this should give the IBIS a better chance of keeping it smooth. And so far, to me, it looks okay. I know my background's blown out. That's because of the settings we have here. I don't have an ND filter on it or anything, so it's basically setting the exposure, although I did set the aperture. And currently it's at ISO 125 at 125th of a second at f4.5. I am controlling the aperture, so I was trying to keep it to a relatively low one. So let me get up to the park here, so pick up my pace again. So if it's banging a lot more, you'll know why. Okay. I'm going to step out on the grass. This will kind of give us a further test. And I'm going to double check all my settings and everything. And I'll be right back. Okay. I double checked all my settings. Wanted to make sure that I did have it in eye focus. I turned off the animal focus, figuring we don't need that. I am getting a little bit of a blown out background. Like I said, I have my hat on, so it's not going to blow out in my gray hair or balding head. We'll save us all that. I'm debating whether I should maybe do a little compensation. Maybe take the exposure down just a little bit. I'm gonna go with 3/4 of a stop. Background's still blown out, but hopefully that'll stop it from getting too bad, and I can always bring up the shadows a little bit. Now I do have it in UHD, and it is in 4K UHD 420 8-bit. So it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to keep in the highlights and the shadows. Let me go ahead and pull it out of my belt here. Give you a little view of the belt down there. Hopefully I got it. Turn my... So there's my belt. And this is the lovely little local pond that I am walking next to. It's kind of just a And I have quite a bit of shadow underneath my hat, but otherwise, I guess I should have wore a baseball hat. Well, we'll try to get some shade up here to do it, but essentially what we're going for here is to, one, see if the focus can keep up with me, because that, I think, is the pressing question in everyone's head, is whether the new Panasonic DFD algorithms are good enough. Okay, well, definitely found some shade there. So I think I'm going to go in here and change my settings back. We'll walk around here. Obviously, I'm getting some sun slipping in here. I will do another test and look at like the log, so that we can get more dynamic range. But again, I'm mainly doing a lot of focus tests. And that's because, like I said, I think it's the pressing thing on everyone's head, is whether this Panasonic DFD is better. And everything I've seen so far, I have been fairly impressed. I think they actually have done a really great job, and I think they deserve some credit for what they've done. I think a lot of people have been really kind of down on it. And I would sit there and say I was one too. That we've all kind of been spoiled by the new world of phase detect and what Sony's done with it, and we kind of want to see that kind of performance out of our Panasonic cameras. But we know that Panasonic has a commitment to contrast. They say they give us better quality that way that we would suffer otherwise. And maybe they're right. I don't know, but I can tell you that I think the IQ that comes out of this S5 is phenomenal. And I'm really loving it. Absolutely loving it. And I'll go into details on another day of why. Just had a big bird flying over me. So let's continue on our walking way. I'm walking on grass, so not the most friendly surface to walk on. And again, this is like a real world potential use. You know, I don't know if this is the best vlogging camera. It's certainly very tolerable like this. I am admittedly an old man and not a fit one at that. So I don't have a lot of muscles and things to sit there and be able to hold this like a tripod. And that's why I need the crutch of my little holder. I'm going to go out here in the bright sun, but I have low expectations of how badly I'm going to get blown out. But again, we're seeing if it's going to keep me in focus. And walk out here. Do a little spinning around. And let's go back. Because I think, you know, some of the people who reviewed this camera, I don't think quite gave it a chance. They're a little bit haphazard, maybe in their efforts to get out and try to get affiliate clicks for people buying it. I have no affiliate links, so that's not a problem. I get to spend a little bit more time and get to really see whether this camera can work for you and me. And so far, I got no complaints. Okay, I've come back inside. I've cooled off. I've taken a look at the videos. The autofocusing looked pretty good. I didn't see too many wobbling in the background or anything really offensive for this kind of blog style. Again, this was real world, far from ideal conditions. But I think it performed fairly well, and it's not the kind of thing I do. Maybe I'll do it more often. I haven't had a camera with IBIS for a while, so I really wasn't in a position to do that kind of walk and talk outdoor videos, and it's hot down here in Florida, so I'm much more happier staying in my nice air-conditioned office and doing my videos from there. Again, it was UHD 4208-bit, so we did see quite a lot of blown out highlights and things. I need to work on that and get a little bit more familiar with the camera. I should have brought the exposure up, down, whatever, so that I could have preserved those highlights and then maybe brought the shadows back up, which is a lot easier to do. So I could have done better on the exposure, but still it's just a tough situation for that 4208-bit situation. I need to try log. Log will give us the ability to see if we can get a little bit more dynamic range and preserve both those highlights and shadows, and be able to deal with them in post. Again, I don't have any affiliate links, so if this was helpful to you, I have a link down below if you'd like to buy me a coffee for my efforts. But please at least give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you didn't like it, feel free to give me a thumbs down, but why don't you put a comment down below and tell us what didn't work out for you and what you'd like to see better. For those that are happy, if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time around. Thanks.